Oh, hello, and welcome to Prediction Movie Review. Hey guys, my name is Dylan. Nowadays, it seems we get so many sequels, prequels, and reboots. And even then, they're ruined by generic stories, tropes, cliches, and the biggest flaw of them all, marketing that spoils the movie. Armed with only a trailer in the first part of a movie, we'll then pause to make predictions on what will happen the rest of the way, and then check in at the end to see how we did. You can say that animated movies are for kids, but let's face it, there are few movies that make you laugh while also making you feel deep down inside like a cartoon does. Plus, because they don't have to wear pants, they draw in some mega stars. Will Smith, Tom Holland, Rashida Jones, Ben Mendelsohn, Reba, yeah, frickin' Reba. Here's your one chance, fancy. It's the prediction movie review for Spies in Disguise.
Hello, Agent Sterling.
Let the beat drop. You know how you can tell when you're the world's greatest spy?
Generally, it's because everywhere they go, they tell people their last name, then their first name, and then their last name again, but with emphasis on it. Kind of like review. Prediction movie review.
Imagine if I can make you, wait for it, drumroll please, disappear.
So we have this part of this nerdy teenager who's quirky but lovable, and who are you thinking of playing him? Ideally, I would love for Tom Holland to play him. Oh geez, I mean, I'll call and ask his agent, but Tom seems to be in every movie nowadays. And he's in.
Oh! What's happening to my head?
Take it easy. I've seen Deadpool enough times to know that that hand will grow back. Not before you can have some fun with it, if you catch my drift.
I bet it feels huge in this hand.
Look at me.
Look at you? I can't not look at you, Walter. I can see my butt and your face.
My butt? Your face? Sorry, I failed to see the difference.
It's a bad guy who needs to be stopped.
And now I have to try to stop him while being a bird.
Lucky for you, I'm your wingman.
I don't know if that was on purpose, but that is the type of bird humor that I'm expecting from this movie.
That's what makes us such a great team.
Walter, you're squeezing too. Oh! What happens in the submarine stays in the submarine.
What the hell happened in that submarine? A male pigeon laying an egg. Hey movie, that egg came out of there somehow. He either laid it or, I am not really sure how to feel about this movie after watching the 8 trailers. Yeah, there's 8 of them. The premise is simple enough, if not a touch weird, but it could turn out to be really cute and fun. Only one way to find out. On to the first part of the movie, and then we'll come back and make some predictions. So, what we have here is a spy who only works alone and doesn't want a team. To go along with that, we have a nerdy tech guy who just wants to be accepted and turns said spy into a pigeon. Oh gee, I certainly can't see them going on a mission together and slowly forming a bond and Lance learning to work with a team and them becoming friends. It's also funny, at the beginning when they were showing young Walter with his mom, as soon as they said she was a cop, I said to myself, if this was a Disney movie, she will die, and then like 10 minutes later, it's revealed that she is. That aside, it's a cute movie so far, but I think I can ace all of my predictions with this one. Their first step will be to go to Mexico in order to track down Kimura, and that is where we see him being karate chopped by Pigeon Lance. I'm assuming they're there to get some information like the whereabouts of Killian. The tech that Killian uses goes over his eye and allows him to be turned into anybody, but eventually Marcy is going to figure this out and that Lance is innocent. And we go back to the trailer because they actually show that Lance and Marcy are working together in what looks like the climax of the movie. Lance has just been turned into a pigeon and hasn't flown yet, so Walter will throw him off a building, and that is where he learns that flying is easy and it's just like using his wingsuit. Through being a pigeon, Lance will realize that pigeons are actually stealthy. There it goes. Through being a pigeon, Lance will realize that pigeons are actually stealthy and an asset to spies. He will befriend the 3 pigeons and use them later on. Walter will create the antidote, and prior to the big finale fight, Lance will be turned back into his human self. The big fight with Killian will take place in Italy, and it's shown that he has a bunch of drones at his disposal. Right before he's about to get away with his plan, Lance, Walter, Marcy, and the pigeons will step in to stop him and save the day. Speaking of which, I knew the second that it was mentioned that it would play into the finale, but we actually see in the one trailer the pigeons are shooting glitter everywhere. And that is how they're able to stop the drones and Killian. That's right, with a glitter bomb. Walter will have done a bunch to help Lance while he was a pigeon, and they will form a bond. Lance will say that his mom would have been really proud of him and that he is too, and they end up teaming together. We haven't had any hint of this yet, but as we see Lance become more comfortable being around people, I think we're going to end with him and Marcy kissing. Ooh! This movie is weird so far, and I haven't determined whether that is a good weird or a bad weird. But I like weird, so I'm interested to see where it goes in the last hour plus. Let's get back to Disguise. Spies in Disguise. Huh. My initial reaction is, I don't know. It's not that it was bad, but it also wasn't great. It was just kinda middle of the road. If this movie were a pizza joint, it would be Domino's. I don't really want to eat there, but everything else is closed, so it'll do. I will say I loved Walter's story, and especially his mom. Rather than saying to not listen to the people who are calling him weird, embrace it, and eventually one day his weirdness will change the world, which it does. That is the kind of message I can get behind. Lance also had a nice, albeit a bit predictable, story arc. He goes from the spy who won't work well with anyone to begrudgingly working with the nerdy tech guy who he realizes just wants to save the world like he does, and they become friends. Hey, didn't we make predictions earlier? We did. I wonder what I got right. Immediately after our duo gets away from Marcy and the FBI, we jet off, quite literally, to Mexico, and there we have shenanigans with Kimura, who turns into jelly after being zapped. Huh. Killian did have technology that can make him look like anyone, and he turns into Lance, and then he never uses that again. I would be abusing the crap out of that. Lance learns throughout his journey that pigeons are, they're pretty, they're neat, I guess is what we're going for. We're just going to skip over the fact that pigeons are disease-carrying rats with wings. Walter puts together the antidote on his second try and changes Lance back to his human self, who then stands in the submarine for an uncomfortable amount of time naked. Although I will point out, at no point is Walter in a rush to bring him the suit that he brought him. We are in Italy during the big finale, and Killian uses drones as his weapon of choice, which doesn't at all worry me that someday they're going to bring me every single thing that I order. Okay. Marcy is there to help out after finally realizing that Lance was innocent, and from there it's all glitter, bubbles, and inflatable hugs to help stop Killian and save the day. I had a hunch that Lance was going to say something to Walter about his mom being proud of him, which he did, yeah. And also Lance says that he is proud of him as well, and we get our new CIA dynamic duo. Hey Dylan, did you get everything right? Because if you did, that would be pretty impressive. I would think you were pretty cool. Oh, well, as it turns out, the guy who defies gravity with his wingsuit never properly learns how to fly as a pigeon, which, I thought wouldn't be an issue for him since, the wingsuit. And although there was heavy sexual vibes between Lance and Marcy, I forgot this is a kid's movie, so nothing happens. It's that time again. Gather round, don't be shy. We've come to the end of another episode here. Like I said, Spies in Disguise is nice, but there's also nothing overly exciting about it. If you have young kids and you're looking for a cute movie night, I'd say this will please everyone. Like how pleased Lovey, a female pigeon, is to learn that Lance was also turned into a female pigeon, who had lesbian pigeons on their progressive bingo card. Do you have a movie that you want to see a prediction movie review for? Obviously, I can't have seen the movie in order to make this work, but leave your suggestions in the comments below. Lastly, I predict that you will like the video and subscribe, and that's appreciated. Thanks for watching.